Hey guys, welcome back to Manifesting Auntie. I am Erica here with a video for you. This is regarding your money. For I don't know if it's gonna be well, you know what? I'm gonna say it's timeless, okay? I'm gonna say this reading is gonna be timeless. Please excuse, I have been working my magic a lot lately. Let me get an aesthetic going for y'all. My bad, y'all. Um, I'll put my candle out here. I am not Catholic, but I really vibe with the Father Solanus Center here in Detroit. It's really cool for me. So this is why I have this candle. I love it. 2 pieces. Makes me laugh all this. Maybe got some holy water, holy oil, whatever you want to call it. All right, let me get my hands blessed. Okay, Spirit Guide, Angels, Ancestors of the Most High, I thank you so much for coming into this reading with me today. And always, thank you for blessing me with your energy. Thank you for your guidance, your protection, your grace, your high energy, your high vibrational energy. Thank you for allowing me to further hone my intuition and my empathic skills. Thank you for just your time today. Spirit God, angels, ancestors of the Most High, we are here today to pull on our energy for money for the next 3 months. Let's do just the next 3 months. But if it goes further, so be it. This is timeless. And then the time you pick up on this reading, it will start from that moment. Okay? We ask for good blessings, good advice. We ask for clarity and absolute discernment, clear and concise answers. Amen. I ask that any door that is not open that you close it, block it, and banish it immediately. Amen. 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 Okay. What do you see as far as finances, resources, work? What's going on with that over the next 3 months? 1 second. What's going on with that over the next 3 months, Spirit Team? I hope everyone's been doing well during the summer solstice. I hope you are being completely filled up. And, ooh, that is the Hermit card. So we know that's there. Filled up and feeling good this summer solstice. Here, ooh, we got all the cards we need. I'm here in Detroit. So we have gotten all that crazy Canadian wildfire energy. And when I tell you, it has just been absolutely horrific. My kids have we have 9 cards. My kids have some, immune problems. So they already were kind of not going outside anyway, but after this, it was rough. It was really rough. All right, so first card out, you have a reverse temperance. Reverse temperance talks about things not being harmonious, not balancing, not alchemizing, things being too hurried or rushed here. And so when it comes to your finances, your resources, whatever you want to put into the pentacles, it is a need to slow down. You don't want you don't want to just be having fast money. It's good to have fast money to come into you quickly, but at the same time, you want to see it grow, and you don't want to have to, when a rainy day comes or something comes up unexpectedly, you don't want to have to be running around rushing trying to either liquefy assets or trying to borrow money from, this this, that, and the third. What is it? Borrowing from people, stealing from people to give the part, whatever it is. You don't want to be bothered with that energy. All right. So here you have a reverse Temperance and needing the things to alchemize here. Hermit card here. The Hermit card is, this is the energy of keeping things to yourself. This is also the energy of reflection too. Like you're saying to yourself, you're reflecting. So some of you could be thinking about your financial decision that you've made, maybe even recently or just over the years, over the months, whatever. Then you have a reverse High Priestess. Again, I think this could be even with giving money out to family members. I feel like the High Priestess and the Hermit card are husband and wife. That's just my own personal thought. It's just something I've thought about over time. And I feel like this could be, the two of you could be headed for a separation of some sort. If it's not husband and wife, a long-term commitment. You might also have kids. We'll see if you have kids in a minute, but one second. My window is my office is practically outside. Like, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so I feel like there could be some type of separation going on here. You could be thinking about how you're going to divvy up the assets and things like that. If not, this could also be just things are like you're unsure about something. Things are hidden from you when it comes to how you're going to have things work out for you. Then you have a Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords always give me someone running away from responsibility, like something that they've done and they're guilty of and shamed for and embarrassed of, and now they're running away from responsibilities. The Knight of Swords, I also feel like Run Tell That. Remember that Martin comedy show that came out? I don't know if it was HBO or Showtime, but he had a comedy and it was called like one stand-up night that they filmed. It was called like Run Tell That. And that's kind of what I feel like is happening here with the Knight of Swords. He's really busy and on the move, being nosy, honestly. And then, yeah, Two of Cups. This is about a relationship. This is definitely about a relationship. So, again, I do feel like, unfortunately, someone is headed for some type of separation. It could be a full divorce. But I do feel like with this, you are thinking deeply about your finances here and trying to figure out how things are going to work out for you all. How you're going to split the assets, maybe even how custody is going to go as well. We'll see further as we go into the cards here. So this is Two of Cups in general. It's about harmony. It's about balance. It's about relationships. It could be romantic, but it could just be about relationships in general. Yeah, reverse Page of Swords. Somebody is very, very nosy. Page of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords in the upright. That's giving nosy energy to me. That's giving malicious energy as well. I just feel like someone here is being nosy and prying into business that has nothing to do with them. And then you have this Two of Pentacles in reverse, another card of imbalance, being stretched too thin, just not having enough, maybe even living paycheck to paycheck here. There's worry, there's concern about that. So someone is really going over someone else's finances. Yeah. Whew, look at that. Ten of Pentacles. This is about your wealth, the family's wealth, the family's stability. This is, a lot of people say this is generational wealth, but this is just, for me, this seems like it's like you want this again. Someone here wants this again. And part of it is because of the financial strain it could cause within you or within the family, but also it's giving that it's just more so like we really loved each other at one point in time. What's going on here? Lastly, you have a reverse Fool, just not being ready, not being secure. This is actually giving Knight of Swords energy to me, where someone is being very insecure about moving forward, insecure about their finances here, insecure about not really wanting to leave this connection, this relationship. I don't know why this is coming up in the finances. What does this have to do with their finances here, spirit team? Yeah, I just feel like someone here is really trying to figure out the best outcome. Hold on one second. These cards fell out. You have a Knight of Pentacles. This is what I was telling you. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. It is the slowest moving pentacle. And that's what you want. You want the long-term stability. You want the long-term gains and, interest and things like that. The stock market things as well. You want the long-term investments here. You don't want just these one-offs where you're just, I shouldn't say that. You don't want to have to, when you're back, you don't want to have that energy of the Two of Pentacles reversed. Your back is against the wall. You're trying to figure out if you can liquidate assets. You're trying to figure out, maybe I should downsize this, downsize that. Should I move? And all those things. You're not trying to be in that energy here. You want something more stable, more long-term, more permanent here. Seven of Pentacles here as well. Seven of Pentacles is the card of mental angst. And that's like you starting over, like, okay, I know I need to start over with my finances. I know I need to hold tight to my pocketbook. I know I need to do this. I know I need to do that. So let me start and think again. This is also where the Fool cards comes in as well. Fool card with the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. That to me tells me that you've made some really risky investments, or you've done some risky things with your own money. So again, this could be investments as in stock market. This could be investments as in casino gambling, whatever. You've made some foolish decisions when it comes to your finances here. And it was like, I felt like you made those decisions because you had this partner. You had this other person here that could pick up the pieces for you. But now you can't play those games. You can't play them anymore because you're going to be dependent upon your income and your income only here. This could be the reason for the separation as well, because it's like, I don't, like, one person is sitting there like, I don't want to be treating you like another one of our kids. And you may have two kids here with this person, two kids. But you're like, I don't want to. So either you have two kids, or the other, your significant other is like, you don't want to treat them like a child, and you having to treat them like a child. Like, I'm going to have to put you on a budget. I'm going to have to, give you, what is it called? When you do your chores and you get a reward, whatever that is. And, it's like, you don't want to do that. But it's like this person that you're with, they don't know how to pull back and save and really invest in the right things here. Yeah, you have a Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of tension, stress, difficulties where things can be better. They're okay, but they could be a lot better. This is the card of fighting and things like that. So what does this have to do with your finances? I feel like the reason for the separation is because one of you have been doing some really risky behaviors when it comes to your finances. And it's like, this is telling you it's time to, it's possibly time to either sit down and really work through a budget, or sit down and divide your assets here. Is there any advice for this energy, spirit team? Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Page of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Page of Wands is given the energy of someone who has a new spark, a new idea to, move forward here, because they want to be able to have more balance within the relationship. They want to be able to they want more balance in the relationship. They want to be able to share their assets more, share their wealth and their knowledge more. You have a King of Pentacles coming in here, someone who has really mastered their pentacles and can give you good advice on when to invest, when not to invest, and what to invest in here. But there's also energy of needing some talk therapy. You have a reverse Knight of Cups coming in. That to me says there's some talk therapy, possibly some counseling that could go on. Maybe instead of a mental health counselor, maybe you also get a financial counselor here with the King of Pentacles and the reverse Knight of Cups. There's some financial counseling here. You are definitely thinking about this, your family. There's a lot of thoughts about your family coming in here. A lot of thoughts about your family coming in here. You have a reversed Hangman. That is you still trying to figure out what to do here. I feel like some of you have already, I don't know, but I feel like some of you have already reached an impasse, and one part of you is like, no, we can still kind of work through some things here. But I feel like this decision is really yours. I feel like there's been some miscommunication between about finances here, especially with this Eight of Wands coming in reverse. There's been some miscommunication when it comes to your finances here, and I feel like there was something that just was not talked about. You did not communicate what your expectations were. Like I feel like I'm talking to someone who's either they have a wife that stays home and doesn't work at all, like you're the person that brings in the income only. Either I'm talking to a one income household, or I'm talking to a couple that have a dual income household where one person is making significantly more than the other person. I don't know the energy. I don't know the gender, but one person is making a significantly more than the other person. But the other person they have temptations. They have temptations. They have temptations. They have addictions. Look at that. They have temptations. They have inhibitions here. That could be drinking. It could be gambling. It could be smoking. Whatever it is, one person has addictions and temptations, and no. Well, you got the Justice card that showed up. Whatever is happening within these. Oh yeah. Whatever is happening here, some of you are going to go through with the divorce. Some of you are still kind of thinking about it with this reversed Hanged Man here. But some of you are going to move forward with the divorce. And either way, in either situation, I wish you all well. I truly, truly do. It isn't difficult. It isn't an easy decision. Because especially when you have children, especially when there's so much love there. And it's like, don't have that thought process of money is the root of all evil, because it is not. I don't know, some either extremely wealthy man who didn't want to share came up with that, or some poor man who wanted to be in somebody else's shoes said that thing. But that is not the case. Money is energy. It's an exchange of energy here. It's a flow of energy here. So don't give into that part of things. I do feel like, I do. Some of you, I do feel like a divorce is imminent. Some of you, I feel like, are thinking about this divorce. I'm so sorry about that. But that's what the financial reading is for you all, is to, either divide your assets, allot your assets properly here over the next few months. Some of you may be go ahead and get an attorney. I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, a lot of you just don't want to give into this energy at all. You don't want to end your relationship, especially because of this. A lot of you don't. This has really been a tug of war for you. Five of Wands, a tug of a war on your heart. On your, look at that. Yeah. Reverse King of Wands. This has been a tug of war on your heart here. But it's like the same time, it's like you just don't know. You just don't know. And it's like, I think some of you feel like I didn't want to be like my parents. I didn't want things to end up like it did with my parents, how my parents' life ended or whatever. You know, and some of you are just like, well, what about the kid or kids? And it's just like, you don't want to do this with all of your heart. A lot of you don't want to do this with all of your heart, but some of you is just like, no, I'm not doing this. I saw my parents struggle with this, saw my mom struggle with that, saw my dad struggle with this. Whatever the situation is, that you're just like, I'm not gonna be a part of that. And so, yeah. You know, free will. I'm not giving advice as to what to do and what not to do. I'm just letting you know what the cards are saying. And for your finances, I think it's going to be important for you to really get on a budget, regardless of what's going to happen within your relationship. There's a need to get on a budget, really take a hard look at your finances here. You have the Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. You have all the knights. Don't you have the Knight of Wands? You have all the knights here. So there's some immaturity here. Like there's some immaturity when it comes to, or I'm not going to say immaturity. There are still things that you need to learn about your finances and relationships here. And your relationship with finances, money, resources, work, whatever it is. So yeah, I feel that deeply, that you all need to just kind of, so again, financial advisor, counselor, something like that. Some of you are going to go into some talk therapy, but I also see that a good financial advisor or planner would work for you all as well. Especially if the separation or divorce is about finances here, because that is, I mean, a lot of the times that's really what it is within the U.S. Most couples divorce because of financial reasons. So I feel like definitely look into that. That's the only real advice I'm going to give you. Look into a financial counselor or a planner. Work on a budget. Work on getting out of whatever debt you guys may have or may not have, and possibly getting into. Work through those things. But you know, again, free will. I'm just letting you know what the cards are saying. I love you all so much. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. I love you all really, really, really deeply. Take care.